All right, Coach, big win. You've secured a playoff spot. What are your thoughts on your team's performance tonight?
I'm just proud of them. Proud of everybody. Organizational win. We found a way to win. Didn't play our best football, but we didn't play our worst football. And thought we came up with some timely plays in all three phases, and it proved good enough for tonight.
Matthew Schultz came into this game and made a big impact. What can you say about his game tonight?
Yeah, I just thought that he's been in these situations before. You know, we knew that he was going to play. We didn't know how much he was going to play, and we decided to ride that wave there. Thought he was seeing the field pretty well. You know, there wasn't anything that Taylor necessarily did wrong. Like I said, we were going to play both quarterbacks tonight. So it's nice to see Matt back in the saddle, just the journey he's been on. Career looked like it was, possibly could be in jeopardy, let alone the season. And so just so happy for him and obviously happy for our football team.
And Jamal gets that big sack in his first game with the team. A little bit on his performance here.
Yeah, that's what we saw on tape. You know, he's got a little bit of speed to power rush, and we were trying to collapse the pocket a little bit. And, it was just a timely play, and that's what I was referring to earlier. It was just a timely play, and so it was nice to have him on our side. And I thought that we got some good push up there throughout the evening.
Thanks.
Go back to Matt. I mean, it's pretty dramatic, the first pass you throw in almost 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Goes like what is? I mean, a great play by Tim too to come back for it. But.
Yeah, and to say that I'm surprised, it's I don't want to downplay it. I mean, there were some key throws there, but Matt took reps in practice all week. He was very familiar with the plays, and he went out and executed. And Calgary, they threw a couple of wrinkles there at us. But ultimately, we made some plays when we needed to, especially when we were a little bit stagnant, and we felt like momentum may have been shifting their way. We were able to punch it down there and grab a field goal.
At times this year when you've stalled, part of the reason has been because you haven't been able to get the ball downfield, at least not in a way that frightens the other team or whatever. I think this helps moving forward, just knowing that there was quite a few deep throws.
There was, and the way they play defense, they're just not going to give up a lot of explosions, so you can't just throw it down there. We got to pick and choose our times, and you'd like to have a high percentage of those, but the reality is it's not a high percentage. And so when it presented itself, I was just really pleased. Matt threw the one, the one to Terry. I thought that was a tremendous throw. It was early, basically just right out of his break or slightly before, and then the stop out there to Tim. There was just some timely plays, and so, yeah, just proud of them. But it's nothing they haven't executed in practice.
My last one, Sunderland kind of stepped up here in this game. Like he was there for the fumble. He forced him a couple of throws out of bounds with his coverage. I think he had 3 knockdowns.
Yeah, and I think that's his natural position is in the boundary. Just super proud of, all those guys there. We chose to not make 3 changes back there. And just, and George has been, really finding his way at boundary corner. Moving into boundary half, I thought he did a tremendous job, especially just how late in the week that, we weren't able to, or we found out that Javian wasn't going to go. So, yeah, credit to them. They made their plays, and they got tried. They were double moving them out there and whatnot, but just proud of them. And Will's been with us, so I'm not surprised, but definitely proud of him.
How will your quarterback situation play out in the coming weeks?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll see.
What does it say about Simone? Millie came in here and talked about what he's been doing. I saw him drop back into coverage. At this point of his career, the messaging this year has been drop the E and go. And to see the work that he's had over the last number of weeks,
yeah.
What does that represent to the rest of the team?
Leadership comes in a lot of different forms, right? It's not always the guy that huddles everybody up. It's not always the guy that leads the team in the statistical column. Sometimes you just have to embody it, and that's where you really do lean on experience. And, Simone, after an injury plague last year, committed to, really, just making his body just ready for a 25-week season. And, it's for a future Hall of Famer, I'm just not surprised. And the reason why, Matt, is just because we see it from the inside out. Everybody else sees it from the outside in. I mean, this guy comes to work every single day, brings energy every single day, and I know I've said that since he's been here, but that's really the truth. So just happy for him, and what a great example for the young guys. We're young across the board, just to see what it looks like to be a pro.
I'll fit this one in again. How dangerous then, let me rephrase, how dangerous could this team be with 3 quarterbacks who have the potential to start?
Well, I'll say this, Matt. After, it's nice to have 3 healthy quarterbacks, and I know that's no slight on the healthy quarterbacks that we had suited before. It just wasn't fair to the likes of Glass and Pipkin and those guys that were here before. They just, when you don't have a training camp here, it's tough to just get thrown in there. So to have the guys healthy, slated, we'll see. Ultimately, it's fun on paper, it's good, but we got to perform on game day.
That's 2 wins at home in a row.
Yeah.
So when you weren't playing well or winning at home, does that do anything? You got 1 more home game.
Well, yeah, we need to perform at home. It's an advantage, but to be honest with you, Steve, we weren't doing a lot of winning anywhere. And I mean, but it seems like each time our back's been against the wall, we found a way to claw and scratch. And so here we are with a tremendous opportunity, but we're not going to rest on this, right? We're going to use this as a platform, keep building on it. The fans showed up again, tremendous, effort by them, and it's important that we give them something to cheer for. And it was a hard-fought game, and there wasn't a ton of points scored, but there was enough points. But the bottom line is we came away with the win, organizationally, and also for the city.
Down the stretch of this game, you're up 7, you get the ball. How much importance is it that you can run the football, because there was a few times where the pile got pushed, where you can lean on that to grind out another 90 seconds on the clock?
Yeah, it was awesome. And there was a couple of possessions earlier where we didn't really lean on them, and we had to end up punting. And so I think at that point in time, you have to be able to do that as the weather changes, as you go further into the season. It's just imperative that you're able to do that. And then on the flip side, you got to stop those runs. So I was extremely proud of everybody. We had another injury up there, so everybody just kind of plugged in. So yeah, I think it's of tremendous importance that we have the confidence to do that, where we don't have to throw a short pass where it can get knocked down, or you stop the clock, where we can just hand the ball off. Even on, that's a couple weeks in a row there where it's been second and, more favorable for the defense, probably 7+, and we're able to, move the sticks there and get a first down.
It could get lost, but 2 tremendous returns by Tyreek. I wouldn't say bailed you out, but pulled you out of what could have been really bad field position at the wrong time.
That's football. And I think one of the proud things, moments there, is we're in, return safe. We had our defense on the field on that return. Calgary's going to keep you on your toes. I'm sure they had, a few fakes dialed up, and they were looking at everything. And so, we didn't put our return team out there for a reason, but, Tyreek hit it, and he bobbled the one early, but settled in. He's just extremely resilient, and he's kind of finding his way now. So, yeah, it was right on time, Steve.